Okay, so this is going to be a first time walkthrough for me, and hopefully it helps you guys. Boil and pop on this bad boy right here. Howard, thank you for showing, screws that need to be taken off. Said something about there being a screw under the seat area here. So we're going to start taking things apart nice and slow, see where that gets us. See if we don't break this thing. Hopefully not. If it's breakable, hopefully it's in a spot where we can hide it and no one will really notice, except for everybody else will notice because I'll be showing you this video here. So as Howard said, you have a screw in here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's in there. Another one here. There's one right here. There's one in between the pipes right here, and I guess there's one somewhere located back in here under the seat, I believe. I took this one out from in here, if you guys can see it, in the handlebar area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in there as much as I can. And not too long so I don't melt anything, obviously, but hopefully long enough to where we can get some of that glue, adhesive, whatever it is, in there gooey, and we can start pulling on it and manipulating it to come apart. So remember this guy, last video, trying to do these back to back, help you guys out. I know I've been customizing for years, and back in the day people did not want to help and show you their secrets. So as I'm pulling on this, this is not broken. That's two pieces, but it's wanting to come up. I'm going to go and set it back in for a little bit, get it a little bit hotter. Yeah, back in the day, no one wanted to share secrets because they're all worried about, like, oh, hey, come to me, a couple bucks off you. I know how frustrating that is, tearing your shit up, trying to get things to look cool or whatnot. But I'm willing to help anybody with whatever. So if you don't do something right, please don't blame me. It's a pain in the ass doing these things. Remember, Howard said that these get pretty loose when you're doing this, and you can tell, like before it was hard to lift them up. Now they're coming up pretty easily. I'm going to put that shit back in there for a second. Okay, again, I have nitros on just to try to protect my skin from some of the heat. It helps a little bit, but not a lot of it. Get what I mean? There's still potential to hurt yourself doing this, so if you're younger, get your mom and dad's permission, get them to help you. If you're a big boy, we all know what we're doing, or we could screw ourselves up. So alright, a little bit more. Keep that in there for a hot minute. So again, like I said, I've got salad tongs that kind of help so I don't burn myself. This one might actually be faster with a blow dryer, but again, like I said, you got to worry about melting your figure with that one. In the past, I have caught 3 3/4 inch figures kind of on fire to where they start charring up and then they begin to melt and just look like hell. And then that sucks, because now your custom becomes a broken custom, or one of the guys that you have on the battlefield broken and busted up, chopped in half, appendage blown off, something like that. So I'm already kind of regretting this shit, honestly, because it seems like it's going to take a lot longer than I care to be. Little by little. We'll get her. So as I'm doing this, I'm probably going to start pausing a little bit so this video is not too terrible and I don't have to edit so much. So back in a few. Let's see what's happening. Wife just got home, so bear with the dog barking. I don't want to have to pause again. This is definitely in there. Like I said, kind of regretting this, but work. Yeah, they really glued this thing in there. Like it is on there. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can. Back in there it goes. Okay, we'll try and take this shit apart again. Said I'm just letting it sit in this boiling ass water. And this back shit's not really doing much of anything. So I don't know. Well, this is wanting to come apart a little bit easier now though. So that's good. Now Howard was talking something about be careful when you take this back here apart because it'll snap. So we're gonna let it get a little bit hotter before we mess with that more. Hoping that this is not a shit ton of time to do this. Okay, off camera, I got this to open up enough. So you can see the ears and such are starting to manipulate a little bit more. So I'm going to leave that in there a little bit longer. Now that the bike's not as big, set that shit all the way in too. Making bike stew. Getting a little bit more comfortable with this shit, which is scary because I'm going to end up probably breaking something. Instead of customizing a while, kind of understand that. Like he's like, yeah, I got this, and next thing you know, it's fucked. So take your time. Total lapse time, I think, was about 10 minutes-ish. Maybe 15. I'm going to put it on pause again, let this shit sit, and pick it back up here in a few. Okay, back. Took the bat head out because I don't think I'm going to fuck with that, honestly. Make sure you're really careful with this shit here. Mainly because you can burn the rest of your body with this shit if you're not paying attention to what's dripping. So we're not ready to go yet. Set it back in there. I'm gonna go get some prying tools to help maybe get some of this stuff off. Okay, so I got a screwdriver. Try and lift this up just a tad. definitely working. Just slow going. Now I'm wondering. Nice. So it's coming. Oh, look at that. All right. So, smash that shit back in there. Getting closer. Definitely a chore. Definitely a chore. Okay. So this is off. No damage. Sorry about that. No damage. I'm gonna just set it right over here. I don't know if you guys, if that's still in the camera view or not. But I just got it offset off to the side of the camera. Peeking in here, I did see that there's screws that hold the pipes on, so that'll be nice when those come off to help paint whatever, whatnot. This is the next part here that I'll be working on, which this shit's pretty hot now. Like if I do the temperature again, like this is probably gonna be pretty ridiculous what it's at. So if you guys can see that we're at 140 degrees, 150 degrees Fahrenheit, pretty much 145 right in there. It's hot. So these gloves here that I'm wearing are actually helping quite a bit. Yeah. I'm gonna try to keep the camera rolling. If I gotta try and edit it, I will. So you guys can see pretty much real time as I'm doing this instead of pausing, messing with it. This is pretty hot though. And this shit's still in there pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, here we go. Actually, I hope you guys are seeing this shit. I think I'm in there. It's starting to peel pretty good. Oh yeah. So kind of at a stuck part again, so back in it goes. I'll pause. I'll make sure to unpause before I start messing with it again. Alright, I'm back. Turned it on before I messed with it, so see how much we can pull off now. And mind you, this shit is hot. I'm actually thinking about maybe bringing some temp gloves home from work to help with this shit, because this is very, very, very hot. So, just so you guys know, you'll definitely want a screwdriver or a prier of some sort so you don't rip this shit. So I've got a good amount in there, as you can see. But that glue's a mother. So I'm gonna put it back in. See where we go. Okie dokie. Back to this shiznit. Okay. Ooh. That shit moved. So if I'm not careful, this shit's gonna end up ripping down here. So I'm obviously wanting to be careful. But it's giving me a hard time, as fucking most of this shit does. Oh. Right on, we got that. Just gotta make sure that this does not rip as it's coming off. And it kind of is, so that sucks. But between paint, putty, or some shit, be able to hide it most likely. So you can see there's a hole there, right there, but like I said, should be able to make it work. And as per Howard was talking, there's where that other screw is to get this bike completely apart. So I'm putting this shit back in there at the moment, just so it'll go back to the way it's supposed to be. You know, as it's closed and not really stretched, you can't really see the tear, so that's always a plus. This here, like I said, you guys give me a second, I'm going to go ahead and yank that off. Okay, back with screwdriver, Phillips head. Just trying to feel in for where it's at. It's coming out. So this screw here and the one behind the pipes here have not wanted to come out while doing this. And trying to get this shit to separate is ridiculous. Trying to find a working part. Oh, maybe we'll throw it back in there for a second and see what happens. Update later.